Do you know of a stellar leader or an outstanding organization that deserves a proper shout-out? Nominate them for IBJ's awards. From 40 in their 40s and Women of Influence to Nonprofit and Healthcare Excellence Awards, we're celebrating rising stars, seasoned leaders, and organizations making a difference. Discover which programs are accepting nominations now at ibj.com/nominate.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Monday, September 8th. 2025. I'm Gary Dick. As Indianapolis continues to attract major sporting events, the Capital Improvement Board recently announced multi-million-dollar upgrades for Lucas Oil Stadium and Victory Field. As first reported by the IBJ last month, the venues are set to receive a total of $35.2 million in improvements as part of the CIB's overall budget. CIB Executive Director Andy Mallon says other cities are chasing Indy, and the city needs to keep up.
That's the name of the game. We are the Capital Improvement Board, and we continually invest in these buildings to make them new all the time, so that they can remain competitive and our sports franchises can do what they do in state-of-the-art facilities every year, not just after major renovations. I think we are benefiting from generations, frankly, of investment and keeping our downtown core dense with these wonderful venues and almost 9,000 hotel rooms in the skywalks that connect them. Really, these other cities are chasing us, but they are chasing us, and we've got to keep up.
The Indiana Department of Transportation is asking for input from Hoosiers on the development of its 2025 state rail plan. The plan lays out the state's vision for its passenger and freight rail system, reports the existing conditions of the rail system, and also identifies the highest priority needs for funding over the next several years. Indianapolis-based renewable natural gas developer Redtail Renewables has formed a joint venture with Pacolet Milliken, a private investment firm headquartered in Greenville, South Carolina. The venture, known as RPM Holdings, is launching with the acquisition of an RNG project near Owensboro, Kentucky, just across the Ohio River from Indiana. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. East Central Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Muncie. Join us for Innovate East Central Indiana at Ball State University, September 17th. A powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight, part of the Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We're talking talent, technology, and transformation, and what's next for the region. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate. Terre Haute Mayor Brandon Sackman is touting the city's proposed 2026 budget, saying it maintains fiscal responsibility. The proposed budget for next year will be about $129 million, about a 1.5% increase over 2025.
We're very deliberate with our efforts. Last year, we ended with a surplus. In 2024, we reduced spending from the prior administration's budget. We've reduced spending this year to end in another surplus, and we're doing what we can to maintain fiscal responsibility while still delivering maximum services to the taxpayer.
Indiana University has surpassed $1 billion in research and development expenditures for the first time in its history, marking a record-setting year for the state's largest research institution. The university is also reporting more than $942 million in sponsored awards during fiscal year 2025, which it says outpaces all other Indiana universities. IU's research spending has grown by more than 34% since fiscal year 2021. Job seekers in and around Kosciuszko County can now register for the fall 2025 Hire Kosciuszko event. It will be October 2nd and feature about a dozen local employers looking to fill a variety of positions. It will be held at the Zimmer Biomet Center Lake Pavilion in Warsaw. An associate professor of biology at Indiana University Northwest has been named a 2025 E. Kika de la Garza Science Fellow. That's a USDA initiative that aims to strengthen relationships with Hispanic communities. Jenny Fisher is among 8 science fellows selected by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand. Whether it's healthcare innovation, major infrastructure, or global sports impact, Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick tells the stories of Indiana's groundbreakers and game changers. It's the must-listen show for business, civic, and community leaders across the state. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts or at ibjpodcast.com.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise@ibj.com to learn more.